कय चक्षुरुन्मिलितं येन तस्मै श्रीगुरवे नमः। श्रीचैतन्यमनोभीष्टं स्थापितं येन भूतले स्वयं रूप कदा मह्यं ददाति स्वपदान्तिकम्। वन्देऽहं श्रीगुरो श्रीयुतापदकमलं श्रीगुरो वैष्णवांश्च श्रीरूपं साग्रजातां सहगणा रघुनाथान्वितं तं सजीवम् साद्वैतं सावधूतं परिजनासहितं कृष्णचैतन्यदेवं श्रीराधा कृष्णपादान् सहगणा ललिता श्रीविशाखान्वितांश्च नमामि विष्णुपादाय कृष्णपृष्ठाय भूतले श्रीमते भक्तिवेदान्त स्वामिनिति नामिने नमस्ते सरस्वते देवे गौरवाणी प्रचारिणे निर्विशेष शून्यवादी पाश्चात्यदेशतारिणे नमो महावदन्याय कृष्ण प्रेम प्रदायते कृष्णाय कृष्ण चैतन्य नामिने गौरकृषे नमः। हे कृष्ण करुणा सिंधु दीनबंधु जगत्पते गोपेश गोपिका कांत राधा कांत नमस्ते तप्त कांचन गौरांगी राधे वृंदावनेश्वरी वृषभानुसुते देवी प्रणमामि हरिप्रिये वाञ्छाकल्पतरुभ्यश्च कृपा सिन्धुवेव च पतितानां पावनेभ्यो वैष्णवेभ्यो नमो नमः। जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर श्रीवासादि गौरभक्तवृंद हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे. So we have to begin from 12.16 and अन अनपेक्ष सुचिर्दक्ष उदासीनो गतव्यतः सर्वारंभ परित्यागी यो मद्भक्त समे प्रियः. Read bro, one of you.
My devotee, who is not dependent on the ordinary course of activities, who is pure, expert, without cares, free from all pains, and not striving from some result, is very dear to me. For
So so in the previous verse, Prabhupada has mentioned about that the devotees actually they don't create trouble to others, and if troubled also they don't get into anxiety. They don't create anxiety for others. Neither anybody can make them into anxiety. They are not disturbed by it. So and equipoised. So some of these qualities will be repeating. Uh, you will see like over here also what we are talking. Udasino, Gata, Gata. So some kind of repetitions will be there, and proper writes also why the repetition is there in the qualities. Read the purport, yes, please.
money may be offered to a devotee, but he should not struggle to acquire it. If automatically, by the grace of the Supreme, money comes to him, he is not agitated. Naturally, a devotee takes a bath at least twice in a day and rises early in the morning for devotional service. Thus, he is naturally clean both inwardly and outwardly. A devotee is always expert because he fully knows the essence of all activities of life and he is convinced of the authoritative scriptures. A devotee never takes the part of a particular party, therefore, he is carefree. He is never pained because he is free from all designations. He knows that this body is a designation, so if there are some bodily pains, he is free. The pure devotee does not endeavor for anything which is against the principle of devotional service. For example, constructing a big building requires great energy, and a devotee does not take to such business if it does not benefit him by advancing him his devotional service. He may construct a temple for the Lord, and for that he may take all kinds of anxiety. but he does not construct a big house for his personal relations.
So yeah, over here, so some of these qualities are Krishna is explaining. Anapeksha. So he is neutral. Neutral proper explains that actually he doesn't take side of any particular party. Basically, it is has been said over here that the devotee actually does not gets into any political move, does not actually mix into any kind of a an uh, a groupism. These things he does not enter into it. And that is how actually that's what it means that one does not take sides. Because if you take side, then is a problem. And does not take side doesn't mean that he allows all Mayavad also and all. No, here they said about materialistically situation, he doesn't take sides. You know, which one is better, which one is good, which one is whatever is useful helps. He goes ahead with it, and he's because he's more concerned with performance of bhakti than the concern of anything else in his life. So he does not take part in any other party, particular party. So and Prabhupada is also writing about endeavors. Does not endeavor to construct any big building. Sarva arambha parityagi. Right now, of all endeavor, he's a renouncer. Actually, he does not. But Prabhupada says that he will not take any hard endeavor. Actually, what he's saying so is will not take any endeavor for earning money. I mean, it's hard endeavor. Endeavor everybody has to do some endeavor. But over here, when it's been said endeavor is like an extra endeavor, done on the cost of Krishna consciousness or like actually because out of greed, somebody is endeavoring. This endeavor is something which is said to be wrong. So constructing a big building does not, is not required actually for any human being. We need, somebody may need a house, but not a big building. So devotees does not dare because why they have, see, those are very refined. Uh, they know, they know the value of the human form of life. They know how much less we have, but they don't get into that. Rather than they will read Bhagavatam or teach Bhagavatam to people, you know, rather than spending their time in constructing these things. But if it is for temple, is for the sake of seva, given by the spiritual master, he will take that anxiety, he will do that endeavor because that is spiritual now. But his material endeavor is not. He doesn't talk for materially. He does not much endeavor. And for material reasons, he does not endeavor. So, uh, so he may not endeavor for to cook a big feast, for his own self, or he may not endeavor actually just for elaborate cooking for his own self or for enjoyment of people in general. But yeah, he can cook a good elaborate grand feast with lot of endeavor actually for Krishna's sake, for his devotees' sake. Right? So endeavor over here means material endeavor for a material reason, and that devotee does not enter and take it into more. So Prabhupada is also explaining about Krishna is saying Suchi, Anapekshaha, Suchirtakshaha. So these two qualities, I want to tell you something more over here. I'll show you something from another book about these two qualities. Being Daksha, how a devotee is Daksha, what does mean to be a devotee to be Daksha, and to be pure. So pure to is very simple, and but Daksha is much more important. I'll show you both. You can uh, some of you can read that. So it's been said over here. This is about Suchi. Okay, just read the Suchi, the cleanliness part, what it means. Read one of
Of
you.
course, this means clean inside and outside. The devotee's mind, heart, intelligence, body, clothes, living place, place of work, place of worship, his personal and business dealings all should be suchi, clean. Cleanliness is next to godliness. Maybe a homely proverb, but it has a wisdom for those interested in spiritual life. When We were just starting the first ISKCON school in 1972. His Divine Grace A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Prabhupada gave us advice stressing cleaning. The future preachers of Krishna Consciousness movement must learn to be Suchi, absolutely pure in all respect. And for this, practical cleaning is the basic teaching. Example, not touching anything dirty to the mouth. There is a word, Vishkanya, or the policy of gradually poisoning a beautiful girl so she will adapt and not be affected. Then she will have the potency to assassinate by passing infection by the mouth to the enemy. Water itself is more antiseptic, so soap is not always required. The boys should be taught, and also all devotees should also be taught to wash their own dishes, hands, mouth. That means always washing. They should be given what they will eat so that nothing is left over. And while bathing, they can wash their own clothes. Your country, America, will become so much degraded that they will appreciate if we are revolutionary clean. A, re-
Yeah, okay, we do.
a revolution in cleanliness. Even the non-devotees eating is unclean, flesh and blood, pus from crabs, animals, entrails and brains, fish, pigs, bugs. The meat eater's diet sounds like a witch's brew. He finishes eating and sometimes just wipes his hand across his pants for cleaning up. The modern bathroom is often equipped with shag carpet on the floor, magazine rack, and electric toothbrush. Yet modern man is so primitive in hygiene that after passing stool he doesn't bathe, but merely fouls himself with paper and runs a little faucet water over his hands. His uncleanliness in mating need not be mentioned here.
Hmm.
Krish,
So wait. So here, no, uh, see, a devotee is clean in his mind, heart, intelligence, body, cloth, living place, place of work, place of worship, a place of work, place of worship, his personal and business dealing also. So he's clean in it. Means he clean in it means his dealings are clean. It's not made up with some duplicitous words. And it is not that in his personal or business dealing he speaks some things and cunningly means something else. No, he's not cheating over there. That is also so dealings also has to be clean. There's not cheating in the dealings. You know. So this is also meaning of cleanliness, which is very important. Prabhupada is is saying over here. So Bhakti, Satsruta Das Goswami Maharaj is writing this book. So he also says over here that you see over here, people don't wash their clothes now. They keep washing machine. And that is has come okay, but this is not what's no one has to learn these things by their own to keep wash their clothes, wash their mouth, not to eat and just rub the hand on the pant or the dhoti or something like that. We should try because cleanliness and proper is giving the wish kanya the example that slowly they are poisoned. Same way these undirtiness dirtiness actually acts like a slow poison and it just affects the whole environment, affects the person's consciousness, everything. So no, so these are simple but very profound and profound principles. So our place of worship, our place of work, those of you where some of you may be working from home or from you go to your company, you see your desk or see your table. How do you keep it? How much shabby it is or how good it is? Actually, these are these are things to be actually thought about it, and we have to do something about it. We may be not be so much. So much worried about it, thinking that, oh, what it matters. These are external. These are not external. These are externals, but do matter a lot because it represents our internal. So, uh, so, so dealings should be clean. And then eventually he writes over here, you know, uh, about external cleanliness is important, and then the internal cleanliness he also talks about. Raghav Pandit example he gives, and uh, this is about sex life and all those things. So philosophies other than, read this. This is also one of the aspects of cleanliness. यहाँ पे है, philosophies other.
Philosophies other than the philosophy of pure devotional service to the Supreme Personality of Godhead are also unclean. In describing the impersonal conception of liberation, Srimad Bhagavatam uses the phrase avishuddha buddhaya, impure intelligence. Desires other than the desire to serve Krishna are dirty things in the heart. Rup Goswami, Lord Chaitanya's directly empowered disciple, defines devotional service Anya Abhilashita Shunyam Jnana Karmadyanavritam Anukulena Krishnanu Shelanam Bhaktiruttamam. One should render transcendental loving service to the Supreme Lord Krishna favorably and without desire for material profit or gain through fruitive activities or philosophical speculation. That is called pure devotional service. Bhakti Rasamrit Sindhu. Cultivation of knowledge other than pure devotional service, as well as the desire to gain material reward even from religious endeavors, are considered impurities and oppose the conclusion of pure bhakti. Srimad Bhagavatam 1.2.17 praises the process of chanting and hearing as being quickly effective in cleansing the heart from all unwanted dirty things. Shri Krishna, the personality of Godhead, who is the Paramatma in everyone's heart and the benefactor of the truthful devotee, cleanses the desire for material enjoyment from the heart of the devotee who has developed the urge to hear his messages.
So this is something which is just talking. One should be clean means one should be clean in his presentation and practice of philosophy also. So no, because if one's philosophy practicing and speaking is something not pure devotional service, so then actually his dealings also won't be pure. Uh, his lifestyle won't be so pure because uh, he will be infested with materialistic desires. So surely he will have to act unclean way. So this is something which is very important, and we should not speak philosophy, an unclean philosophy. And what is the clean philosophy? Philosophy of pure devotional service should be practiced and should be spoken. Uh, because over here desires other than to serve Krishna, it's all dirt in the heart. So this is this. So we have to follow the external cleanliness, but this is a meaning of internal cleanliness also. That we practice and preach both pure devotional service, which cleanses the heart from all the dirt which is there of lust, anger, greed, pride, and delusion. So fun. So surely about sex life and all those things, every one of you know, but this is something very important, which he is also mentioning. So like that, he goes on. Very good, very good. Yeah. Uh, so over here, he talks about the dealing much over here. So this is so okay. Lord Chaitanya's devotee for you.
Lord
Lord Chaitanya,
Chaitanya, you
Read one of you quick.
Lord Chaitanya's devotees splashed water high on the high on the ceilings and walls of the temple, and Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu himself wiped the stone altar clean with his own blood. In his commentary on the section of Chaitanya Charitamrita, Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati takes an internal view of these pastimes and says that unless a devotee makes his own heart perfectly pure of all material taints and desires, then he cannot expect Krishna, who is all pure, to appear there. The,
So
polit-
this is okay. Read the political.
the political and intellectual leaders of this age are badly lacking in all 26 qualities of a Vaishnava, and their lack of cleanliness is easily seen. The country's political leaders claim that they want to lead the people and help them, but they actually have other motives in mind. Even at best, the nation's leaders want to engage the people in the cause of nationalism and the pursuit of illusory happiness. The, the very goals they want the people to strive for and attain are anarthas, stumbling blocks on the path of self realization. Where there is ignorance, an impure heart, and unclean vision, where all is dirty, no one can expect to see purity. And in fact, no one really expects clean dealing even from the president, the father, or the priest.
So you have to understand this is about dealing he's talking over here. So these people actually they may be politically astute, intellectually very sharp, maybe higher in a position superior. But if they're dealing, so dealing what dealing? If they are not actually, they are speaking something, meaning something. That's how these political people they do. They speak something good about, they speak something this will do, but they don't mean like that. They appear to be that we are genuine well-wishers of the public, but they are actually everybody comes to understand that after the voting that they are genuinely they are concerned about themselves only. So these all are and he's writing because why? Because these people even they speak or they do something which actually leads to anarthas building up. So when there is ignorance and impure heart and unclean vision, where is all dirty, no one is expect. Then you can't expect to have purity. And in fact, no one really expects clean dealing even from the president because these all are people who are heart is unclean. They are motivated people. Their motivation is towards themselves only. So their dealing does not become pure. So if we want, when pure dealing means we have to become selfless. You know, till a point we are not selfless or we are not acting like a selfless person, dealing won't be pure. So these are, and then he says the last he says over here. I just read it. The Krishna conscious movement is dedicated to making the world revolutionarily clean through hygienic principles, and even more importantly by cleansing the heart with the chanting of Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. When some of Prabhupada's disciples were accused of brainwashing, a charge that was quickly thrown out of court, Srila Prabhupada took the brainwashing in a favorable way and said that was indeed our mission because their brains are filled with stool. So so he said we have to wash their brains with the chanting of the Lord's holy name. So now you would have some understanding about actually what does it what does it mean to be clean, and especially in the cleanness of our dealings with the people, cleanness of the philosophy, and cleanness also of our body, washing clothes, washing hands. No, so why? Because all these we need to be internally, externally clean. Why? Because till the point we are not. Bhaktisiddhanta Swami Thakur says over here that we cannot expect Krishna to be appearing in our heart, no, because he's supremely pure. So one has to give up these tendencies. So one thing is about this which I wanted to show you over here about cleanliness principle. So please remember, clean in dealing should be. So this is very important, not like a hypocrite acting. And then I was want to show you about dakshata. Just I'll show you. I know I have to complete today all these. I'll show you because my reason of showing you dakshata, this book is just to give you impetus to one is to understand this and to also to so that you read on your own this book also. A very good book. Uh, yeah, just read this. This is about dakshata.
Devotee utilize many skills in Krishna consciousness. The book Krishna describes the skills Krishna. The book Krishna describes the skills Krishna learned at the Gurukul of Sandipani Muni. For Krishna's service, a devotee may occasionally take courses or study a skill, how to use a computer or printing press. But more often, devotee learn on the job how to become expert for Krishna. A skill can be learned by practice, and more importantly, Krishna, being in the heart of the devotee, can teach him whatever is required. Krishna actually teaches everyone, but it is he who supplies memory and intelligence. But in case of the devotees, he promised, I give the intelligence by which they come to me. We therefore see devotees applying their skills in constructing temples, learning arts and craft, dealing in business, cooking, painting, and so on. But devotees are not the only persons who are expert in these matters. In fact, many non devotees are more expert in these skills. A devotee's being expert, therefore, cannot refer merely to his executing certain manual and intellectual skills in the service of Krishna.
So Dakshata does not mean the Dakshata of a Vaishnava is not just about these skills and which may be there. That is to our previous karma that some people will have. And what a devotee may learn also. But now over here, what is real expertise? See?
The real expertise of the pure devotee is that he is able to extricate himself and others from the difficult web of Maya. The conditioned soul is imprisoned in the material world under the divine energy of Krishna, Maya Durataya, and the material universe itself is covered with many layers of material elements earth, water, fire, air, etc., each many thousands of miles broad. The deluding energy Maya is herself very expert keeping the conditioned soul illusion and bound. Srimad Bhagavatam compares the materialistic householder to a silkworm who has spun a cocoon around himself and become inextricably entangled. He who becomes free of Maya, free of the cycle of birth and death, is expert.
Uh, so, so no, over here the Dakshata means devotee's Dakshata means he is Daksha in making himself free from the cycle of birth and death, not being not being caught up into the material world, and his Dakshata is also in making others get rid of the cycle of birth and death or the web of Maya. So this is Dakshata. Why? Why? Because Maya is very intelligent. Uh, Maya works in and out 24 by 7. She's very expert in making people allured through her various weapons. Such Maya is so profound the enemy that she makes people so much submissive to herself, to their enemy. She makes herself people as submissive to herself so much that even if it is said, "Hey, you are suffering, give up," people are not ready to give it up. So such is the powerful web of Maya. So it requires an expert swimmer to cross over the ocean of this web of Maya. You know, that expertise one who has, and he makes himself swim across by taking shelter of Lord's lotus feet and Guru. He is expert. Why he is expert? Because he understands. Oh, this is a trick of Maya to make me actually, get surrounded by all material, uh, to get to make me more material entangled. No, I'll not get into it. Oh, in this issue, I will not get into it because it seems that uh, Vaishnava aparadh may happen and my spiritual life may get damaged. I'm not so interested. Let it be. So he knows that, oh, this is Maya's trick. He's making devotees clash to each other. I'll not get into it. You know, uh, I'll better be humble, better be humble. Because why? It will make me, do Vaishnava aparadh or something like that. He knows very well. He is expert when to retaliate, when not to retaliate, because he is expert. कितना घुसना है कितना नहीं क्योंकि अपना जीवन बचाना है I have to cross over and I have to help others also. So this is expertise of a devotee. Expertise of a devotee is not actually just in the skills which he may show in seva. That is also there is very good. And sometimes we have to learn also, for the seva sake. Expertise means this that we ourselves are able to take shelter of the lotus feet of the Lord and the Guru and cross over the ocean. Not get into so much of a different situations and allurements which Maya gives, and helps others also come out of it. So that's what is the meaning of Dakshata. You know. So because Dakshata you would have heard in one context only till now in preaching, but Dakshata also means Daksh in making oneself freed from the cycle of birth and death. That is why Krishna Jai Bhaje Krishna Sai Bara Chatur. Why Chatur? Oh, because he is expert in making himself delivered from the cycle of birth and death. So the supreme expert is Krishna. Padhiye.
Supreme expert is Krishna, and it is he who gives us the expert process of devotional service. Dharmam tu sakshat bhagavat pranitam. No one can enunciate true religion except the Supreme Lord Himself. Lord Krishna, in his munificent form as Lord Chaitanya, gave the method whereby even the most fallen and slowest souls of Kali Yuga could revive their pure Krishna consciousness. Chant Hare Krishna. Lord Chaitanya knew that in this age people would not be able to practice severe austerities or understand Vedanta through meditation or Sanskrit. Therefore, he very expertly gave us the Mahamantra and simple process of hearing Srimad Bhagavatam and Bhagavad Gita from pure devotees in disciplic succession.
Read for us. The required expertise is simple.
For us, the required expertise is simple. We have to grasp the lotus feet of Lord Chaitanya's Krishna consciousness, Krishna conscious practices. Millions of species of life and millions of varieties of sense gratification are being offered to the bewildered conditioned souls. Moreover, especially in the present age, one's chance of becoming free from Maya are more and more reduced. Maya's influence has expanded, and even if a person is inclined to spiritual life, a bogus guru is very likely to cheat him. We are therefore not playing with words when we take the meaning of expert to be he who becomes free from Maya by surrendering to Krishna. Such an expert devotee avoids the greatest danger and he attains the greatest goal, who is more worthy of the name expert.
Ah, so this is he's expert devotee. Yeah. Uh, not that expert. mm, Actually, those who play with Maya, they are fools. They're not expert. But those who skip Maya and make their path and make their way back to Godhead, they are expert. So, no, today's world, playing with Maya is considered to be expertise. That's foolishness. That's a mere foolishness. No, but expertise means that we know. Oh, so devotee thinks. I should to be honest. Devotee thinks, "Arey, see, if I take this gadget, I will be my time will go. Let be so that I can save time, chant more, read more, and do things and do preach more. If I get into it just for showing off the world, people are taking. I let the people be Bewkoof. I won't want to. I don't want to become Bewkoof. He is expert man. He is expert devotee. Not that we're trying to show to the world how great I am, or how much I'm elevated from Maya I am. They're not. They are not expert. They are fools. No, great devotee never wants. They are very scared. The Prabhupada said, na, and only fear that I have is that that my devotees are not sufficiently fearful of Maya. So because they have not they're not yet expert in dealing with Maya. So devotees does not interfere into Maya's abode too much. They are they don't want to get into stones which is red to show their heroism. That is not heroism. That whole nonsense world is doing it. So our expert is to how take a detour. Like you're going from Pune to Mumbai and you came to know that in Lonavala a big jam is there. So what is the expertise? His expertise is to go into the jam and then try to इधर उधर करके निकलना. Our expertise is that don't take that highway expressway, take the old highway and go. You know. So, but people in this world they feel expertise means go in the jam, do something, and then get out of it. Majority people, 100% people get stuck up. So a devotee means he knows okay, I don't want to show up. Take this path, simple path, let go. You know. Fast, fastest, easiest process. So this is expertise of a devotee, and that's what he teaches to the people in general. You know, he doesn't teaches people to go to the karma, dhyana, and all those nonsense. Chalo, bhakti karo, mala japo, Mahaprabhu ka sharan lo, aage baro. You know, he is not trying to show that see, I can be a leader, or I can become a political leader also, and I can be chanting Hare Krishna. The devotee is not so much into it. If Krishna makes him and our Guru says him to become, it's different thing. Else, he is very expert in understanding, oh, these are moves of Maya. That you play chess, na, you understand the moves of the people, the opponent team. You very well understand the moves, right? Now you understand the moves of horses, or the queen, or the king, right? Now you understand. Same way the devotee understands. One who understands the moves of Maya, he's expert, and he can understand the moves of Maya in others' life also. Akshay Prabhu, you are doing good seva. Hari bol. Keep on doing. Good to see you. I understand. No problem. No problem. Keep your video on. No problem. Happens. So good. Sincere soul. At least he has to do, so he's doing it. So so devotee. Okay, Akshay, I'll give his example because the devotee knows. If this what takes me to be sincerely hearing, I will. Because we know now, once video is off, we know what happens to all of us. How many of you know? When we switch off video, how many of you know that we are not so attentive? You know, no? We all of us know. So devotee is expert. He does not want to be distracted by Maya. So this is meanings of this. Actually, just give an example. But this is the meaning of being expert. You understand? Expertise is in not cheating Krishna. Expertise in cheating Maya. You know? We cheat Maya to go ahead, not to cheat devotee or Krishna only, and take it, and then be on the side of Maya and being cheated by Maya. So this is the meaning of expertise, and that's what Krishna likes. You know? I can give you innumerable examples, but from Bhagavatam, how a devotee actually and she sees it, right? But time is not there. So, any questions, bro? I just told you till now all this. Okay. So, this is the meaning, right? The devotee actually is very. And there's one more example, one more meaning of Daksha. Skillfulness is told by Balle Vidyabhushan. He says that the devotee is skillful, or Daksha, being able on his own to deliberate on the meaning of the scriptures. Doesn't mean he's a muni, but meaning is that he can, nana shastra vichar and no nipuno. That is the dakshata of a devotee. So he will read many shastras, but he can bring out the pure devotional service out of it and practice it. है ना? नहीं तो हम तो सुने ये तो और another words, this is the glorification of Sat Goswamis. Nana shastra vichar and nipuno, right? Na? They are daksh in that. They can bring out the best of all the scriptures. This is the pure devotional service and present to the world and practice. And also, but for us, Bahu Shastra, Bahu Vakya, Chitta Hoye Brahma. Because we are not Daksha. Daksha means he can do it. He is not at all wavered by Dharma, Artha, Kama, Moksha. All those statements written in scriptures also does not waver him. He understands very clearly. He's Daksha. He knows what is the good, take it out, practice it, go ahead. That's the meaning of Dakshata. So, and he is neutral, udasin, does not take sides, of any material situations and all. And gata vyataha, he is without distress, even though wronged by others. Even if other people do wrong with him, he's not distressed by it. He may do the needful, but is not distressed by it. And he does not make any attempts, sarvarambha parityagi. He does not create or critiques any attempts which is contrary to the practice of devotion, or teachings of the Shastras. He doesn't get into those zone of endeavors. So this is what Krishna says. These kind of devotees are Same Priya. Yo mat bhakta Same Priya. Bhakta Manayavi Bhakta Hayam. These are my devotees. So one thing is very clear, when Krishna is saying over here all these shlokas, he is saying, Yo mat bhakta Same Priya. See, one is prominent, he is devotee. such qualities, so all these qualities are to be understood in a devotee's term. Now, clean outsider may be skillful or outsider may be, but no, that's not. He is bhakta. He is my devotee. And this is the meaning what we are explaining about Dakshata, about Suchi, about Udasin, and all those is in the context of bhakti. And because of bhakti's sake, when a devotee practices these qualities, this means these qualities are born in him because of bhakti. That's the meaning. It doesn't mean that bhakti करेगा तो अपने आप जमे हो जाएगा नहीं. He wants to do bhakti, so naturally he thinks about it and practices it. That's the meaning of cultivation of these qualities in practice. In perfection, it will be natural. So both are born out of bhakti only in practice stage and a stage of perfection. So those people who say ना bro जी भक्ति से अपने आप जन्म लेगा ना तो हम क्यों इतना सोचे? अरे नहीं. This means you are not applying, you are not practicing these quality. You're not actually, you're not having even a practice. Perfection, it will not come. So sadhana bhakti is a bhakti in practice. So same way, these qualities have to be in practice, has to be done at the practice stage of bhakti itself. That's the meaning of actually born out of bhakti. So no, so yo mad bhakta same priya. Baba, we have to move next. So 12.17. Now I'll not show you from anywhere here and there. I'll just finish off. But I have given you sufficient impetus, I feel so, that you read this book of Maharaj Satsvarudasu Maharaj. So these are very good book. Even in folio it is there. Now next he says, Yo na rishyati na dveshti na sochati na kankshati subha ashubha parityagi bhaktiman yah same priyah. पढ़िए.
One
One
who
who
neither rejoices nor grieves, who neither laments nor desires, and who renounces both auspicious and inauspicious things. Such a devotee is very dear to me. Purport: a pure devotee is neither happy nor distressed over material gains and loss, nor is is he very much anxious to get a son or a disciple, nor is distressed by not getting them. If he loses anything which is very dear to him, he does not lament. Similarly, if he does not get what he desires, he is not distressed. Is that he is transcendental in the face of all kinds of auspicious, inauspicious, and the sinful activities. He is prepared to accept all kinds of risk for the satisfaction of the Supreme Lord. Nothing is an impediment in the discharge of his devotional service. Such a devotee is very dear to Krishna.
So over here, I just will like to refer one thing. So he is saying, na yona rishyati na dveshti. So clear hai. हाँ? Doesn't grieves or doesn't take pleasures. Na sochati na kankshi. Doesn't laments. So Prabhupada writes over here something. A pure devotee is neither happy nor distressed over material gain or loss, nor is very much anxious to get a son or disciple. So our devotee actually, he is not very anxious that, we never, no, we should never preach to create followers. It's a very, he is not anxious about, अरे वो मेरा है या किसका है चला जाएगा, मैंने उसको प्रचार करके लाया था, उसको ऐसा ऐसा बोलेंगे, ऐसा कुछ करेंगे, ऐसा है ना, ऐसा ऐसा महाप्रसाद खिलाएंगे कि वो मेरे साथ ही रहेगा हमेशा, है ना. He will not leave and go to anybody else, and he is my mentee, so he should be with me only. Till when I will speak to him in such a way as something I'll do that he's always in my pocket. These are very unfavorable qualities. So we are supposed to preach surely, but with not these intentions at all. Like one boy was saying to me. One boy means of more senior than you are, and he was saying, "Prabhuji, we should do प्रचार करते सब आता है." प्रभुपाद ने जी में बोला, बोले हाँ हाँ ओके यार, Prabhupada ji ने बोला सब आता है मतलब you get all resources to to preach Krishna consciousness and to worship Krishna, है ना. But he was thinking that प्रभु जी कितना आसान हो जाता है, डिवोटीज रहते हैं तो सेवा भी हो जाता है, सब कुछ हेल्प भी बहुत हो जाता है, मेरे को भी थोड़ा बहुत हेल्प जो लगता है वो भी मिल जाता है. मैंने बोला ये व्हाट डज इट मीन? You mean to say that you're doing prachar so that people will take care of you? So such people will try. Mena, no, or some he was so very maybe innocent fellow. He didn't knew the what is the meaning of prachar. But some people have this. मेरे लोग रहेंगे, मेरा नाम होगा, मैंने इतना प्रचार किया है तो मेरे को पोस्ट मिलेगा, मेरे को ये मिलेगा, मेरा मान बढ़ेगा. ओ वाह, वेरी बैड. So so this is very, not very anxious. He's not anxious, to have disciple or mentee or something like that. Right. So these are something which is very very subtle things which Krishna is saying over here, and Prabhupada is explaining also very subtly. So he doesn't rejoices or grieves nor laments or things like that. So if he loses anything which is dear to him, he does not lament. So na hrishyati na dveshti. So he does not rejoices or gaining dear things, like dear, maybe whatever may be dear. He does not show hatred on attaining what is disagreeable. He does not lament on destruction of what is dear to him. He does not hanker for what he does not have. He has given up both piety and sin because they are both causes of the bondage. So that is how a devotee is. And then Krishna says the 18th and 19th shloka, where he explains more about and the qualities in a detailed way. Detailed way means some more qualities he mentions it, but very profound quality. So then he says over here, Samah Satro cha mitre cha tatha man apamaneyo Sitoshna sukha dukkheshu samah sanga varvivarjitah tulyaninda stutirmauni santushta yena kenachit aniketa sthiramatir bhaktiman me priyo narah. So I told you some of these qualities are repeating, and Prabhupada writes in this purport to write also repeating. Read the translation.
One who is equal to friends and enemies, who is equipoised in honor and dishonor, heat and cold, happiness and distress, fame and infamy, who is always free from contaminating association, always silent and satisfied with anything, who doesn't care for any residence, who is fixed in knowledge, and who is engaged in devotional service. Such a person is very dear to me.
Hmm.
A devotee is always free from all bad association. Sometimes one is praised and sometimes one is defamed. That is the nature of the human society. But a devotee is always transcendental to artificial fame and infamy, distress or happiness. He is very patient. He does not speak of anything but topics about Krishna. Therefore, he is called silent. Silent does not mean that one should not speak. Silent means that one should not speak nonsense. One should speak only of essentials. And the most essential speech for the devotee is to speak for the sake of the Supreme Lord. A devotee is happy in all conditions. Sometimes he may get very palatable foodstuffs, sometimes not, but he is satisfied. Nor does he care for any residential facility. He may sometimes live underneath a tree and he may sometimes live in a very palatable building. He is attracted to neither. He is called fixed because he is fixed in his determination and knowledge. We may find some repetition in the descriptions of the qualification of devotee, but this is just to emphasize the fact that a devotee must acquire all these qualifications. Without good qualifications, one cannot be a pure devotee. Harao bhaktasya kuto madaguna. One who is not a devotee has no good qualification. One who wants to be recognized as a devotee should develop the good qualification. Of course, he does not extraneously endeavor to acquire these qualifications, but engagement in Krishna consciousness and devotional service automatically helps him develop them.
Uh, so this I already told you that a devotee extraneous does not endeavor. He doesn't take any other path of, of karma yoga or something like that, develop these qualities. These qualities, he serves Krishna consciousness, and if he is very serious about it, naturally he'll become expert. Naturally, he'll become all these will come to him because these are very very because anybody who is interested in making his life successful, he'll be very careful to not get into the quick quicksand of the Maya. So, uh, so these qualities are born in him. Born in him means what? You know, he will get a sincere devotee will get understanding. No, I should not get into it. I should not do this. If I get into this or I do this, this is not favorable for my bhakti, and he rejects that. And that is how. But it is not that that idea may not come to him at the initial stage. It may come, but he rejects it. That's a meaning, the quality being born of bhakti at a practice stage. And at the perfection stage, devotee does not get that idea also of lower nature. You know? So, so what one has to choose, whether I act on a divine or a demoniac way. These are divine qualities. So, so why a devotee chooses divine? Because he wants to practice bhakti. Hey, we don't choose divine qualities just because to be called as angel, or to be called as something goody goody people in the world. No, that is not that practice of that kind of a quality is not been said born out of a devotion. But when a devotee who knows and practices these qualities, which may not be natural to him, for the sake of maintaining his and advancing in bhakti, that quality again and again I'm saying that quality is called as born out of devotion. Huh? Not that we just be sleeping and chanting and one day it will be born. No, I don't have to work on it. I don't have to make such choices. I should not fight against my lower nature. I should, and it will be born automatically. No, that will take much, many, because in between that, we'll do much aparadha also. In between that, we keep on hitting our own leg with the spade, in bhakti path. So that's what these qualities have been said over here. So is equal, equipoised, you know. See, equipoise is something very important. You know. So Prabhupada writes that over here, a devotee, and in this world, sometimes one is praised and sometimes one is defamed. That is the nature of human society. You can't change it. What you have to change yourself. And change yourself means what? Be transcendental to artificial fame and infamy. Distress. Artificial fame or infamy, yeah? Not, not natural fame and infamy. Natural fame is what for a devotee that he is known as a devotee in the world. And what is infamy? That is for natural infamy for a devotee is that if somebody actually, you know, somebody tells him to be as a non-devotee uh, because of his code and conduct, that he doesn't like. So he is always transcendent to artificial fame and infamy, distress or happiness. He is very patient. He is mauna. He speaks only what is required and Krishna conscious way. Uh, so these are some of these qualities which Krishna is saying, and he's ending it over here that sa me priyaha. So these are so all these qualities actually which we have just seen on 18 and 19 is actually about Baldev Vidyabhushan says that uh, he says that there is no he says over here that there are three kinds of devotees: Sanishta, Paranishta, and Niripeksha. So these qualities, and this repetition of these qualities, which has been done in these 7 verses, is to show the rarity of these qualities also. And these qualities also appear in the three types of devotees: Sanishta, Paranishta, and Niripeksha. Now, proportional to the category of the devotee he is. So these qualities which I mentioned over here can also be explained in the terms of the repetition can also be considered to be in terms of that sometimes these are qualities are said at the Swanishta level, sometimes per Paranishta level, sometimes Nirpeksha level. But we don't have to get into that much of integrity of these qualities, but we have to know very well actually that we have to practice these qualities so that we become dear to the Lord. And our practice will be according to our level of advancement only. You know, the Vaishnavista, Paranishta, or Nirpeksha. So this is something which has been said. So Ninda, no, he does not become dejected on being criticized or elated being praised. These all are very, very gentle qualities of a devotee, and which makes him fixed up. And if he doesn't have, he can't be fixed up on the path of bhakti. So the last sloka now for this entire section. ये तु धर्मामृतम् इदं यथा उक्तं पर्युपासते श्रद्धाना मत्परमा भक्तस्ते अतीव मे प्रियः.
Translation: those who follows this imperishable path of devotional service and who completely engage themselves with faith, making me the supreme goal, are very, very dear to me.
Yeah.
Purport: in this chapter, from verse 2 through the end, from Mai Avesh Mano Ye Mam, fixing the mind on me, through Ye Tu Dharmamritam Idam, this religion of eternal engagement, the Supreme Lord has explained the process of transcendental service for approaching Him. Such processes are very dear to the Lord, and He accepts a person engaged in them. The question of who is better, one who is engaged in the path of impersonal Brahman or one who is engaged in the personal service of the Supreme Personality of Godhead, was raised by Arjun. And the Lord replied to him so explicitly that there is no doubt that devotional service to the personality of Godhead is the best of all processes of spiritual realization. In other words, in this chapter, it is decided that through good association, one develops attachment for pure devotional service and thereby accepts a bona fide spiritual master and from him begins to hear and chant and observe the regulative principles of devotional service with faith, attachment, and devotion, and thus becomes engaged in the transcendental service of the Lord. This path is recommended in this chapter. Therefore, there is no doubt that devotional service is the only absolute path for self realization, for the attainment of the Supreme Personality of Godhead. The impersonal conception of the Supreme Absolute Truth, as described in this chapter, is recommended only up to the time one surrenders himself for self realization. In other words, as long as one does not have the chance to associate with pure devotee, the impersonal conception may be beneficial. In the impersonal conception of the absolute truth, one works without fruitive result, meditates and cultivates knowledge to understand spirit and matter. This is necessary as long as one is not in the association of a pure devotee. Fortunately, if one develops directly a desire to engage in Krishna consciousness in pure devotional service, he does not need to undergo step by step improvements in spiritual realization. Devotional service, as described in the middle six chapters of Bhagavad Gita, is more congenial. One need not bother about materials to keep body and soul together, because by the grace of Lord, everything is carried out automatically.
Wow. Last line is very outstandingly written. So over here, Prabhupada is mentioning something very important. That so these are no over here Krishna is saying very very dear to me because why? Because above to he said dear to me. Now he's very dear to me, very very dear to me. Why? Right? The imperishable path of devotion is completely engaged with faith. So with faith is very important. So what kind of faith? You know, that kind of devotional service we will perform. And to be honest, one who is performing with faith, as Prabhupada is mentioning over here, na, in his purport, uh, over here, you see, faith, attachment, and devotion. He said over here. So, this, so a devotee actually, practices with faith, attachment, and devotion. You know, hears and chant, performs the regulative principles of devotion with faith, attachment, and devotion, and thus they engage in transcendental service of God. So he has faith in the process, he is attached to the spiritual master, and has devotion towards the Guru, towards the Lord. So with that, because then he knows faith, he knows bhakti. Bhakti is the process which will give me uh, all all that is what is required for the human form of life to perfect it. So keeps his faith on bhakti path, is attached to the Guru. So that is why he follows these qualities very well. He knows that if Guru comes to know that is why even if these qualities are not natural for him, understanding that the Guru's teaching and his faith in bhakti, he follows it, and he has devotion to the Lord. His devotion to the Lord is is very staunch. Eventually, it becomes such a devotee is very dear. So one has to engage in bhakti path with great faith, and following these qualities are are ultra important. So and that's what is said over here, that association of pure devotee actually makes it happen. Uh, and step by step improvement, which is mentioned in the first few chapters of Bhagavad Gita, are not the way for a devotee who has a devotee. What not just a devotee, one who has association of pure devotee, and we have Prabhupada's purport, Prabhupada's lectures, Prabhupada's pastimes, so many other. So devotional service is more, and middle six chapters is more continuous, and that's what it is. And one should not be bothered with keeping the body and soul together, but rather one should perform bhakti wholeheartedly, faithfully, and it will be awarded highest destination of the human form. So with this, uh, concludes the section 6 to 12th chapter, which was told to me to teach you. I know I took some extra classes. I don't know how many extra classes I have gone, but yeah, it was a good time with you all. I could also learn a bit more from Bhagavad Gita, and because you have to teach, then you have to read maximum. So it was a very good time, and I hope I could serve you all. Thank you very much. Uh, Maybe your exams or maybe something. You have to do something announcement, Tejas, too,
No, Prabhuji.
about exam or nothing. Okay.
I'll post on.
Okay. You have any questions, Prabhu? Anybody has any questions, you can. Else I end over here. Okay.
Ji, you told that one should become expert. So, Prabhuji, we can see that there are some devotees who are very expert in understanding the heart of their superiors and spiritual master. So, how to cultivate this expertise?
One has to
And
become,
another, yes,
uh,
Prabhuji, I will complete one more question in that. And Prabhuji, you also told the definition of expert by Baldev Vidyabhushan. So, how to practice that expertise also? Means in both.
oh, that expertise will come when you hear hear from bona fide authority. Train your faith, then only. And before to that, if we get into it, we'll be lost. So one who has a great faith, even if he reads Mahabharata, he expects pure devotional service only. He doesn't expect dharmartha kam moksha. He is not done not just intellectually, in his practice also. So, and a devotee who is expert, he knows that why I should read Mahabharata when I have to read Bhagavatam is there, Chaitanya Charitamrita is there. You know, let me read which has been spoken as a pure devotional service. Read NOD. So many books are there. You know, so he does not enter into that zone much. If his service requires, he will read different shastras and then extract it and present to the people. Now, how to become expert? In other these, about you know, actually, I would say these qualities has been born out of devotion. So that is truth. When we become very sincere and serious in our practice of Krishna consciousness with intentions, with right intentions, these qualities naturally dawn. That is also truth. Okay, if it naturally doesn't dawns right now with us, well, then we have to learn from great souls. hear from them, hear about them, how they act. I give an example like Srila Prabhupada. Srila Prabhupada was Daksha. And Daksha, in terms of preaching also, so he gave Dakshata showed Dakshata in terms of giving us Krishna consciousness. But in his own life also he was Daksha. And, because Prabhupada at one time he could understand in one place that, maybe the life which I am living is not so conducive for my service to Krishna. So he gave it up. It was difficult, but he gave it up. And I think that indications were coming from his guru also. He gave it up. So because why? Why that kind of indications were coming from the guru? Because he was sincere soul. He was sincere in his practice, he was sincere in his desire to please his guru. That's where it was coming. So one has to be, very sincere in his practice and observe the great souls, you know, from your spiritual masters. You should observe how they are performing, how they are aloof from so many, people are putting. You see, any of our Maharajas are interested in putting some, followers on YouTube and all. They're not so interested into it. Even great stalwarts, in a movement who have many followers, they're not interested in making followers. They are presenting what they have to present. They know this is a quick fix sand. No need to get into it. So we understand that only the world is moving, but see how they are actually doing what they are doing with great faith and things Krishna is making it happen. And so expertise comes also, Dakshata also comes how to sail across this material world by taking shelter of people who are actually expert. And expert doesn't mean that by my own I become expert. Expertise means expert is this only one thing I would say. He sails across the material ocean. It requires help, he takes help. That is his expertise. Expertise is not somehow that by my own strength I will. That's my expertise. I'll understand scripture. I'll understand the conclusions of the philosophies. I'll know Maya's moves by my own. It's not expertise. That's a false confidence. Maybe born out of pride in some people's heart or something. Expert means whatever it takes, he knows. He will do to sail across. Not to prove the world that somehow I'm great or something. Is that okay?
Yes, Prabhuji, it means if we do not have ulterior motives, then we can understand the heart of our spiritual master. Right, Prabhuji?
Yeah, and we have to learn from senior people.
Yes, sir. And Prabhuji, sometimes even if somebody have external motives, they understand the heart, but they do not follow the heart. It is also seen.
Yeah, weak-hearted people. Weak-hearted people. They don't have that much of a faith in bhakti. They're because of that impressions that they have from the past, prejudices that they have is taking over them. And if they're actually serious, sincere, they will go and submit to somebody. Okay. So I end over here. Thank you very much. Hare Krishna. Srila Prabhupada.
Thank you so much, Prabhuji. You explained with all Acharya commentaries and other references. We are very grateful to you. Actually, Prabhuji's health was also not good in some instances. Then also, we took classes. And in book marathon time also, Prabhuji had to go for book distribution to schools, but then also he took our classes. So we are very much thankful and grateful for Prabhuji. Let us thanks Prabhuji by one time loudly chanting Hare Krishna mantra.
Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Krishna,
Hare
Krishna,
Krishna,
Krishna
Krishna
Krishna,
Krishna,
Hare Hare,
Krishna
Hare
Hare
Ram,
Hare
Hare
Hare,
Ram,
Ram,
Hare Ram,
Hare
Ram Ram, Hare Hare.
Ram, Hare.
Thank you, Prabhuji. Thank you so much.
Thank you very much for giving an opportunity. Hare Krishna. My suggestion to you to read NOD very, very, very nicely when the NOD comes. Read, that's very important. Hare Krishna.